my name's Ashley and I run an eco-friendly blog called mygreenest.com. I have been wanting to do this video for a very long time, so I'm so glad to finally get it out. I'm going to share with you guys my favorite top 10 postpartum products that are a little more natural focused. Now, if you're having a baby, or maybe you know someone who's having a baby and maybe they want to take things a little bit more naturally, definitely share this video with them and give it a like. A lot of the products that I'm going to be speaking about will be listed in the description below if you want to check those out. I've also written a blog post if you'd rather read it than watch it, and I go into a little bit more detail and I have all the links there as well. Well, without further ado, let's get started.
Number 1, reusable washable bed pads. Okay, I know this one doesn't help heal you per se, but please hear me out. No one seems to talk about all the gnarly bodily fluids that you'll be dealing with after popping out a kid. And just because you ended up having a cesarean doesn't mean that you won't bleed either. You may even experience several weeks of night sweats where you will literally soak the sheets, at least I did. And breast milk will be leaking all over the place, even with your best attempts at using nursing pads. And this is why you need reusable bed pads. They are seriously underrated and one of the most useful tools to have during your postpartum period. They give another layer of protection to your mattress cover, and your sheets. Now, there are 2 types that I personally recommend. The first ones are these simple rectangle bed pads. You simply put them over your mattress protector and slip your fitted sheet over that pad. This will save you from having to wash your mattress protector, or worse, soaking through to your mattress. The second types are ones that I recently found, and I really like these. These are the ones that you slip over your bed and you tuck the edges in on each side. Now, these will protect your sheets, so you won't even have to wash your sheets. These are called the saddle style bed pads. Again, I will have all the links in the description below and in my blog post. And what's really cool about both of these bed pads is that you can continue to use them with your children as they grow older. And I definitely use them for my kids, especially when they wet the bed. This saves me so much washing. It's so much easier to rip the pad off, throw that in the wash, than to have to do all your sheets. Number 2, Bamboobies Nipple Balm. The first time that I began breastfeeding, it was extremely painful. Now, I learned some tricks along the way, and eventually the pain did fade away, but one of the things that really helped me through was this nipple cream. It kept me from having cracked and bleeding nipples. I also like to lube up my pump shields with this when I would be pumping, and it would definitely make pumping a smoother experience. What I like about Bamboobies is that it's all natural, it's USDA certified, it's made in America, and it's 100% safe for your baby to ingest. Another thing that you can use if you don't want to spend the money is organic virgin coconut oil. It's very versatile and cheap. You can use it as a moisturizer, you can use it as a nipple balm for stretch marks, diaper cream, baby lotion, and so on. Number 3, a silicone nipple shield. Like I mentioned earlier, it did hurt a lot in the beginning to breastfeed, or maybe one of my nipples would get really sore. And when that would happen, that's when I would use the nipple shield. This will provide your nipple just a little bit of a break so it can continue to heal, and that way you don't get backed up or stopped up from not pumping or breastfeeding. This is why I definitely recommend grabbing one of these, and sometimes you can get them free at the hospital as well. Number 4, postpartum recovery belt. Now, postpartum recovery belts are meant to help provide support after having a child. They hold everything in and supposedly help your tummy shrink back into shape if worn enough. You're supposed to wear them for several hours a day for a few weeks, just depending on the belt that you get. Now, I had 2 different types of these, one that I received from the hospital and one that a client sent me. And if I'm being honest here, I didn't really like wearing them. I guess they do have their purpose, but for me, they were just a little bit uncomfortable. But some of my friends swore by these things. So that's why I wanted to mention these. Also, be sure to follow your doctor's advice if you did have a cesarean or you plan on having one. You don't want to impact your healing, so definitely follow a doctor's advice before putting one of these on. Number 5, postpartum cloth pads. So what they give you at the hospital are like these ginormous pads. They're huge, and mesh pennies, and then they also give you like these cold ice packs, and all of that stuff is like wearing a loose diaper, a trash sack, and a cold hard brick in your panties. There's nothing luxurious about any of this. So when I switched over to wearing postpartum cloth pads after I gave birth the second and third time, let me tell you, it was just so much better. It felt better. It was like setting on, instead of setting on paper, basically what you're setting on when you wear disposables, you're setting on this luxurious cotton. It's organic. There's no chemicals or anything to worry about. So for me, I feel like it sped up my healing just a little bit.
Now, some Etsy makers do sell postpartum cloth pads that include ice packs that you can slide right into your cloth pad for added comfort and healing. And doing it this way is really great because then you don't have to worry about the big ice pad shifting around. It's inside of your pad. Now, I have written a complete guide on using postpartum cloth pads, and that includes using them at the hospital. And of course, the link will be in the description below.
Number 6, Perineal Healing Spray. Now, I made my own healing spray after doing a lot of research online, and let me tell you, this stuff is a miracle worker down there. I swear by this stuff. I absolutely love it. It's more of an all-purpose healing agent. It's made with witch hazel and aloe vera gel and a few essential oils that really help skin healing. So what I would do is I would spray this directly on my postpartum cloth pads. Sometimes I would spray it directly on my perineal region. And let me tell you, it helps speed my healing up. My recovery was so much better after doing this than it was with my first child. Now at the hospital, they're going to give you Dermoblast, which is okay. And they're also going to give you witch hazel pads. Witch hazel pads are for hemorrhoids. And the Dermoblast helps to numb you down there so you don't feel as sore. But when I got this perineal spray, for me, it worked just as good. I didn't have to use the Dermoblast. I didn't need to use disposable hemorrhoid pads because it already had the witch hazel. So this helps your hemorrhoids, this helps sores, and it also is really great to use for diaper changes. So when my kids have a bowel movement or something like that and I clean them up, I like to spray this on. It removes any smells. It helps prevent rashes or heal rashes. It's just all around a really good thing to have. And if you don't want to make your own, I will have the recipe on my blog. You can sign up and I will send you that recipe to make this healing spray. But if you don't feel like doing all of that, you can buy from Earth Mama. They make a soothing perineal spray and a soothing perineal ointment. So you can definitely get that from them. Number 7, a Sitz Bath and Sitz Bath herbal teas. So a Sitz Bath is basically a small plastic tub-like basin that you immerse your perineum in. And it's especially useful or recommended for people who have 3rd to 4th degree lacerations or hemorrhoids. Now, it's ideal to use them 24 to 48 hours, but you can use them longer than that as long as they provide relief. And this helps to promote healing, and they're really useful for dissolving sutures if you get stitches down there. And you only need to use them for about 3 to 5 minutes at a time and usually a few times a day. You just definitely want to make sure that your basin is clean, it's filled with lukewarm water or warm water. And you can even add some Epsom salts to add a little bit of healing benefits. Another thing that they make is what they call organic Sitz Bath teas.
And these teas include organic herbs that help aid in recovery and soothe the perineal region. You can get these herbal teas from Earth Mama as well. Now, I never ended up using my Sitz Bath or any herbal teas because I used that postpartum spray and my postpartum cloth pads, and I had such a good healing experience, I really didn't need anything extra. But it probably would have been really useful with my first birth since I was so torn up down there. Also, my mother and my best friend, they swore by the Sitz Bath. Like, that's how they got through their experience. Now, I did purchase the pink one from Amazon, but I got the gray one for free from the hospital.
So it's definitely something you may want to try out or keep in mind for your healing postpartum recovery toolkit. Number 8, a heating pad. Now, this one quickly became a must-have for me. I never knew just how miserable after pains were until after I gave birth. Spoiler alert, they're basically like labor contractions without all the hype. And after my second delivery, the hospital refused to give me anything other than ibuprofen or Tylenol, and I was in so much pain. I mean, this kid was 10 pounds and my epidural wore off in the middle of having him, so I was in a lot of pain.
So if you're pregnant or expecting, definitely grab one of these, take it to the hospital. It's going to help with your afterbirth pains, so you don't have to use a lot of medicine. It'll also help with menstrual cramps down the road, and I also like to use it when I'm not feeling well in general.
Number 9, the Mom Washer by Frida Baby. One of the items the hospital will provide you if you have a vaginal delivery is one of these little peri bottles. Now they do get the job done, but they're harder to use than the improved Mom Washer. Basically, after you deliver, you'll obviously be torn up down there, and even the act of urinating will sting. To keep that from happening, you would fill your peri bottle up with lukewarm water and directly squirt it on your downstairs while you pee. Then you'll pat dry. Now this takes the sting away and keeps you cleaner so that you don't get infected. Now the reason why I like the Mom Washer is it's collapsible for traveling, and it's made for aiming upside down. It doesn't squirt everywhere like the traditional peri bottle does. I really liked this tool when I found it. And finally, number 10, natural supplements and herbal teas. And if you're dealing with real postpartum depression, please talk to your doctor and seek help. These supplements are here to help you, but they may not be the complete answer if you're severely struggling. So one of the supplements that I do want to mention is called Joy Filled. It's by Happy Healthy Hippie. It's a plant-based supplement that's for depression and anxiety. It has really good reviews on Amazon. But again, please remember to consult your physician before taking this. They also make some great postpartum organic herbal teas that help you in a variety of ways. Some are created to help you just feel more peaceful and more calm, relaxed. Some are created to ease hormonal symptoms, and others help to increase your milk supply. Well, that's all I have for natural postpartum care products. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I also hope to catch you in the next one.